What's up YouTube? If you're new here, my name is Danny James, and in this 15-minute plus long tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to edit a music video from scratch. This will be more of a practical step-by-step guide for music video editing. We'll run into normal issues that come in between the process of editing a video to create a montage. So by the time you finish this tutorial, you will have learned how to set up and organize your project bin, how to categorize different clips, how to sync footage both manually and automatically, setting up your sequence and your timeline to make things easier for you at every stage of editing. Finally, you will be able to create your first cut or a rough draft. The video that we're editing has multiple artists, which means more variables to consider, which means that you'll be learning at a higher difficulty level. So editing something with one artist or fewer performance scenes will be like easy peasy to you. Feel free to leave a comment in case you learn something. You can also add something onto this tutorial in case you wish to. And also feel free to check out my digital store at dannyjames.co for amazing preset packs, LUTs, and more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. All right, we'll start off with these clips that you can see on my desktop. We have this folder, we have the footage with all the footage, about 70 clips. We also have the official audio, and then we also have an editor's cut. This is what I've edited before for this music video. This is what we can use as a reference guide. In case you want to put your editing skills to the test, you can find this raw music video footage on my Gumroad or also on Patreon in case you're interested. To start, we'll highlight on our audio and our footage, bring them into our bin, and then we'll go to our footage and we'll start by sorting our footage and categorizing into subfolders. So we'll set up a folder with a B-roll, some with performance, and then we can build up on that. I will put this to full screen. I'll create about 2 bins and name this B-roll. Let's create another bin. Let's name this performance shot, performance. Now that we have our 2 bins set up, it's just a matter of scrolling through our footage. You can just hover above it like this, or you can also double click it and it comes onto our source footage.
Different for women.
And then you can see what it is. So clearly it's a B-roll, some more B-roll. This wasn't shot by me, it was shot by a director by the name of MCTV. I'll also link him down below. So for the B-rolls that I've seen so far, I'll highlight on all of them and then send them to my B-rolls. And then I'll keep on doing this for the rest of the footage. As you can see, these were shot in RAW format. They've also been proxied, so it should be easy for you to work with. I've started to bump into some performance.
They wanna bring it down back. Nigga need to. Nigga need to. I refuse to be broke. Bro, just vibes in, not singing.
So in this scenario, what happens is you play the music and then tell the artist to vibe to the music, not rapping to it, just vibing on it with his crew, and then you get some B-rolls out of it.
I refuse to be broke. Bro, just vibes in, not singing. Huh? Yeah. Just vibes in, man. Some slow motion shots.
Okay, so these are just B-rolls, and I'll keep on doing this process until I have everything set up. Again, we have some more B-rolls. This time we have more visuals with the models.
Up there, yeah. Pause there for a bit. Yeah, only there.
And then you have some better B-rolls again.
And action.
Okay, so I'll put these into our B-rolls. I'll finish these in just a few. We're done with the first step, and that is basically organizing and scrolling through our footage and putting it in their respective bins. I've set up a B-roll bin and another one with the performance shots. I would actually go a little bit more specific. I would create more bins. Maybe under the performance shot, I would create a bin with group shot. I would label one of the rappers. I would say maybe red artist. I would say black artists. I will subcategorize them in that way just to make it more clearer for me, but I think we can also work with it just as it is. Before we start creating our timeline, it's important if you just go through some of your footages and look at their properties, right click and click on properties to see. So I can see this clip is at 50 frames per second and it's 960 by 540. Obviously this is a proxy file, so it has to be compressed, but we will still work with a 1920 by 1080 timeline. You can also go through some of your other shots. I have a shortcut key for my properties tab, which I can easily access. So I can see most of them are in 50 frames per second. The B-rolls are also on 50 frames per second, which is really good. We can always work with speed and time remapping. So that's what you want to look at first. Right here, we'll create our new sequence. Let's name this dope music video tutorial. We can go to our settings and create our own sequence settings. Put this to custom. Time base, I want to work with 23.976. It's kind of standard, 1920 by 1080. I'd recommend using square pixels. And for the preview file format, I'd recommend using QuickTime. In case your computer lags a lot while you're editing, try changing the preview file format to QuickTime. It's a bit easier for the software to read. And then let's create this sequence. Go to our footage, go to our performance shots, shift select all of them, put them on your timeline. I'll enable full screen. I'll just stack them on top of each other. Okay, I've put all the performance shots into their individual video layer. I'll bring our main audio on the track 1. So I will enable full screen, add one more track. Now we can bring in our audio like that. So here's our audio. I will highlight on everything. You can hit Ctrl A, right click and synchronize. So you want to do a mix down. Hit OK. Okay, I believe most of our tracks have been synchronized. The ones that haven't been able to get the synchrony well, I think we can always come back to it. What I do, once you've done this step, just exit here, go to your project bin, find that sequence. We can rename this synchronizing. We'll leave this as a backup, so we'll right click on it and then duplicate, leave this duplicate. I recommend doing this so that you always have a backup of your process. So I'll also create a new bin and name these project backups. I'll put this synchronizing here and then we'll continue working with this one. I'll cut everything else. I'll come back to this one. I will delete all these audios and I will leave our main audio, which is at the top. Exit full screen. I will drag this down so that I have some more room. I'll now try going through some of these clips to see if they're synchronized. So I will highlight on all the clips above. I have my shortcut for enable and disable as 1 so that I can disable clips. You can also right click and click on enable to disable them and the inverse. So let me see this first clip that's right down here. Okay, so this one isn't synchronized. So what I'll do, I'll delete, then go to my backups, go to synchronizing. I'll find that layer, it's this first one. I will actually duplicate it like that together with the audio, and then I will bring them beside right here. I'll try going through the initial audio and just listen to it.
Vim on the center, come center. Come center, yeah, that's coming.
So sometimes the synchronizing might not be as straightforward, so you might have to go through your footage, just listen to something.
Yeah, that's it. Every day.
Okay, so I look out for this word every day.
Yeah, that's it.
So it comes right here, every day. So I'll put an in point, okay? And then I will disable this, bring my audio, and then I'll look out for where he says the same words. So here's our everyday, it comes right here. I'll put it there, and then let's play it together with the clip on top. Re-enable it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so we've had to do this manually. I'll create a cut, so I just hit W, and then I'll copy this clip, Ctrl C, go back to my main sequence, and then I will find the same place. Okay, it's right here every day. So I will paste that clip, okay, and then let's play it. Let's see if it's synced. Okay, so we have that set up. I would also want to look at this clip that is right on top because it seems to overloading a lot. Let me just re-enable it, and I will disable the one that is below, and I will also delete this audio. Let's look at this clip. Alright, so for these clips that aren't well synchronized, like this one and also the one that we just worked on before, I would recommend looking at them just a little bit afterwards. Just try and begin with the clips that are well synchronized. I will note this down, C043. I will come back to it on this comp to realign it. For now, I'll just delete it, and then I will grab my track select forward tool, hit everything, and then drag them to the beginning of my timeline. Ripple delete. I'll now re-enable all our clips. I'll also highlight on all the clips except the audio, and then scale to frame size. Okay, we'll need to scale to frame size for almost all the clips. Okay, so we have everything scaled to frame size. These are our performance shots. Strictly, these are the ones which will help us just build our case. Now, before we start working on these officially, we'll need to label our timeline so that we can set it up and make it easy for us to work with. I label where the red artist verse is, this artist. I'll also label where the hook comes in, the chorus, and then the second verse, which is what we can edit for now. I know the intro comes up to somewhere here. Yeah, the intro comes up to here. You can also increase your waveforms just to see what you're working with. The first verse starts right here. So don't click on any clip, just make sure to be selected on anywhere but any of the clips. Hit M so that you can create a marker. Let's name this verse 1. And then you can also give it a color, a specific color if you want to. And then here's the trick, just increase the duration a little bit. Hit OK, so that you now have 2 points which you can extend. So I'll know where I'll find where his verse ends. The verse ends somewhere here, and then there is a pre-hook, and then there is a chorus. So the verse ends here, and then the hook comes in. Okay, we know where the hook is at, so the hook is right here. We can also set up a marker. Hit M, not on your clip. You can see it created a marker here. Just undo that. Make sure to be selected anywhere but on your clips. Hit M. Let's name this hook. I'll give it an orange color. Increase the duration a bit. Hit OK. Okay, it ends right here, and then the second verse starts right here. Everywhere I go, you would think I'm selling dope. Okay. Models, you know I go chalet. Everywhere I go, they say I'm dope. Okay, so here's where the second verse ends. Hit M now. This is verse 2. Give him a unique color, just increase the duration, and then you can extend these up to here. Okay, so his verse starts right here. What this does is it gives us a visual representation of what the song looks like, so that as we start cutting and organizing, we have a better framework of what we are working on. Okay, so I think we'll edit these 2 verses just for the sake of this tutorial because the song is 4 minutes long. So we'll go at the first verse where it starts, and then we can begin choosing our clips and finding the ones that we can work with as our primary clips. I've scrolled up. We are on our video layer 21. I will reduce the sizing of these and then scroll these down. I'll also raise this part up because I need to work more with this space more than this space. So this is what we are working on for our first verse. Let's go. We'll just cut anything that comes before that. Okay, so we've seen what this clip looks like. We can disable that. Now let's look at the one that is right beneath it. Make sure it's scaled to frame size. We can see this is a group shot. I'd like to sort of uniquely identify that, so I'll give it a different label color. which I will also be consistent with throughout the course of editing, and I will keep that in my mind. Okay, so let's disable that, go down. Okay, so you've seen he began rapping somewhere around here. Okay, so we'll delete everything that comes before that because he was wasting time. Disable that, go to this other clip, go where the verse starts. Yeah, so we want something that starts like this. I think this will be our main shot. In this clip where he's with his chicks, I think we can also try to uniquely identify it. Let's give it a different label color, something that you can relate with across the video. Turn color. I think we can work this as our main shot. Okay, I will disable that, go to the clip that is right beneath it. Okay, since this clip is more or less the same as this other one that's on top, we'll also give it the same label color. Okay, we'll also begin it right here. Okay, we're just learning our clips. I'll go on this other one, disable this. Okay, so this is for the second verse. I think it's not well aligned. I think it's important if we just keep a sticky note. So we'll pick this clip C0078. We'll just record it for future reference. And then there's also one clip which we removed from our bin. It was C0043 verse 1. We'll remember to come back to it. Let's keep working on this. We'll delete this clip that's right here. Go to this other one. This is a group shot, but no one's really paying attention, so we'll just remove that. And we want to be able to work with something that gives us something to work with almost immediately. Okay, so this is a group shot, looks good. I will right click, change the label color, put it to a lavender rose because it's the same label color we put on this clip that is also a group shot. I'll put this clip right above this other one. And then I will try to bring these two clips that we found as decent performance shots, place them right above these two clips. Let me just look at this footage right on top here. Okay, not bad. We can also bring it a little bit lower and closer to these other ones. I'll make sure these three go up one more level, and then I will go at the beginning of this clip. Make sure your snapping is enabled just to make things easy for you, and drag it down here. And then let me just look at this footage here. Okay, this is another footage of him and the chicks, and then I'll make sure it's on that layer on its own, and then I'll push these other ones up. Make sure you're holding shift whenever you're trying to displace these other layers so that they are evenly and uniformly adjusted. We just need to balance and make sure these clips that we had labeled to have the similar style. So looking at this clip on my video layer number 4, he's with the two chicks. I'll enable this other one. He's again with the two chicks, so we can give it also the similar label color. And then let's look at this other one. He's with the two chicks also. Right click, label, give it something that is uniform. Now that we've basically identified most of the primary footage that we're going to work with for the first verse, and you also know the clips that we're working with, we can also go on the hook and try to have a selection of the clips that we're going to work with so that it's easier for us. I'll do that for this hook and the verse 2 because those are the only ones that we're editing for this time round. Yeah, I think these are enough to start off. So let's go to the first verse and begin cutting it off, choosing the clips that we like and leaving out the ones that we don't like. But before we do that, as I showed you, since we've done this process, we'll go back to our comp, rename this sequence to organizing stage. Duplicate these, right click and then find duplicate. And then I will send this one to our bin, which has the project backups. And then you can now start working on this one and close the other one. So in case we ever make any errors or need to go back to where we were, you can always go to our project backups and find this part of our process. We can now begin cutting the first verse and finding the clips that work for us, and at the same time letting go of the ones that we don't really need. Before I start cutting this verse, I just want to real quick go through my sticky note and find this verse that we had left out, C0043. So I'll go to my project backups, go at synchronizing, find the C0043. I will select it and also select the audio, hold Alt while I duplicate on my right, and I will try to synchronize it manually. And then we can bring it here. So let's hope it's well synchronized. Again, you can see this is a group shot, as it is with these other clips right here, the ones that have these lavender rose. So I'll also label it lavender rose. I will enable full screen, put these clips right here, and then put this one right here. And then I want to set this one just above this clip. So now as we begin editing this verse, what I want to do, I want to find the primary footage, which is a clip that I know I can depend on for maybe the entirety of the verse. Like this one, he seems to be looking at the camera, he has all the good energy, so he's right on point. So like here you can see the energy just died down, so I'll cut whatever I don't like. Okay. Hit W as my cutting shortcut. I think I'll cut these. Let me see how this transitions. I'll maybe cut here and then see how it transcends into the next clip. So you can see he wasn't doing nothing here, so I'll cut this part. And then I will disable these two clips and then look at this footage. So I like this part where he just opened up his arms. Okay, so I'll delete whatever comes before that, and then I will disable this clip, look at the bottom. Okay, so far I think these three clips are doing it for us. I'll go on finding the clips that I like. It's a matter of just cutting and testing and going back and forth like that. Okay, so that looks good so far. Slowly we're just trying to play around and seeing combinations that can work. Let's also see the clip that is beneath here. Yeah, so it should go like this. Yeah, so slowly we're just cutting and seeing something that we are able to build. So I guess like where we have these clashing with this one, I think we'll have a b-roll come somewhere here. I'll cut here. Let me bring in a group shot, so I'll just highlight on these three, hit W to cut, push these forward. Okay, so I'll delete this one, doesn't match well. cut. Okay, so we need to go back to our performance shots. Doesn't look good. Cut and drag it on my right. Okay, this is a good shot. He's actually waiting to cook. I'll push these clips a bit to my right, and I also want to bring in a group shot here. Okay, so I want us to play from the top just to see what we've done so far.
I love my life, ain't fear nothing, ain't get about niggas less snitching, ain't fear nothing cause the fucking garbage. I love my life like get on niggas smoking flipping marijuana every day, roll like rollers, top to the bottom, left to the right, baby roll with me, I swear down, Lambo prison white Lambo, so fucking freaking nigga, I think about your life, I'm popping bottles every day, fucking bitches every day.
So far I think just some of the errors that I've seen, we don't need these. Also this clip he wasn't really paying attention, so just delete that. And then one of the things that you can do, you can mark out parts of the sequence where you hear something specific, like here every day. I could add a marker. Okay, so it's right here. Then double click on that and then just name this every day. Something like red. So you can always find here. So at every day, we cut this part here and then just cut here. Okay, I'll drag these on. I'll delete this part. I feel like we need to now start focusing on the group. Cut here, cut here, cut here, highlight, take that a bit in front. I want us to focus on this now. Okay, I like where he turned. And then let's see what comes before that. Cut that also. You can get your razor tool, cut it manually, switch to your selection tool and see. Just cut it so that you can bring something new after here. And then cut right here. Anyway, I know this is looking a bit easy. It's just because I have a bit of experience just doing this work all over and over again, and I've also edited this video itself before, so I know where things are in that sense. Okay, she wasn't looking comfortable, so I'll repeat again. Not feeling that one. Okay, let's just where he said fucking bitches every day. I will also add a marker for that. Hit M and then double click on it. Type fucking bitches every day. Hit OK. I'll make sure it's the same color as the other one. Okay, where he says write different every day, I think I'll bring a b-roll there. But I just want to get done with choosing some basic performance clips before I can start bringing in b-rolls. Okay, I'll just cut part of these. Okay, you say A fall. I'll cut that place. I'll delete what comes before that. So let's just play it from here. I'm chilling with my crew and my fans fuck my enemy. New ends, fuck new friends. Fucking bitches every day. Cut here, and then you can see the performance. I want to see what's in here, so I'll just highlight on these two, hit W, and then just squeeze them. Friends, fucking bitches every day, right different every day, step on top every day. Yeah. Step on top every day. Never go. Just cut it and then finding the next one. I can disable, just hit my shortcut key to disable and see what comes after that, just to see a different perspective. Yeah, that looks dope. So we'll pick this part of this clip from here to here, and then it means we'll cut what the clip that is right above it, and then I will re-enable these layers. And then let's bring something else. Let's see. This guy is holding two babes at once. He wants everything. Okay, that shot looks good. You see, the reason why I said we should have like a primary shot, you can depend on it just going through the entirety of the timeline. And as you can see, these are just the basic cuts that we've done. Cut. See. Everywhere I go, yes, cut. It's like muscle memory to me now. I know. Oh, this shot looks good. I think I want it to come before here. Yeah, looks good. And then you give it some space, and then I'll put that like that. Looks good so far. Let me just play everything from the top, and you can see how we've edited this verse. Just basic cutting. I love my life, ain't fear nothing, ain't care about niggas less snitching, ain't fear nothing cause the fucking garbage. I love my life like get on niggas smoking for marijuana every day. Okay, just from playing that so far, I can tell that I've used so much of these clips, so I'll just delete these. I want to introduce the clips that is right beneath. Let's say this one up to here. I'll just try it again and see what it looks like. Okay, we needed to finish those words. Needs to start here. Every day, fucking bitches every day. Nigga, I'm fly away. Yes, I'm bad. My swag on pint. I'm chilling with my crew and my fans. Fuck my enemy. New ends. Fuck new friends. A4. Fucking bitches every day. Ride different every day. Step on top every day. A4. Ever, never go down. Everywhere I go, yeah, see nigga need a dope. Yeah, so I criticize, still I'm me a dope. When I bring it down, bad nigga need a dope. Nigga need a dope. I refuse to be broke. Everywhere I go, yeah, see nigga need a dope. Yeah, so I criticize, still I'm me a dope. They wanna break it down, bad nigga need a dope. Nigga need a dope. I refuse to be broke. Okay, the hook starts right here. Okay, let's see the footage beneath this one. Okay, this one doesn't help. Delete. We need to find more clips with the same artist that is in here. So just delete. Also, we don't want to work with something that we don't really need to work with. It's best if we can part ways a bit more earlier. Yeah, you can see it comes up in this group shot. Cut everything here, hit W, so that I know we are going to work with these ones. Let's see the clip beneath it. He's right behind. I love his movement here. Okay, cut. So we don't need this clip, we just need this part at the middle. I look at this other clip right beneath. Yeah, so I think this is what we want to work with. We want to interchange between these three scenes. So that's good. Let's begin. I think we should end with a group setting clip, which should lead into the next clip, like here. Let me just see. Okay, let's just join this through the edits, and then we'll cut it right here. So we should now start building up on the hook. I'll enable also this layer. Let's cut it. Then cut. You just want to switch between your clips. Let me. Oh no, it should continue a bit. We can cut this right here. It doesn't look good here. Cut, push that. Let's see what's beneath. Okay. Okay, I kind of feel like it's not well synchronized. So I'll go to my project backups and go at the synchronizing stage and find that clip. It's C0047. I'll delete these ones, find C0047, here it is. Enable full screen and also select the audio, duplicate them, bring them here, and then you can try synchronizing these two individually. Okay, so I'll copy this clip together with its audio, go back to our sequence, and then I will highlight V5 and audio 2, and then I can paste them. So I can undo just to make sure it hasn't affected any clips. Control Z. Okay, so it hasn't affected any of our clips. I'll change the main target audio back to the defaults, and then I will disable this clip, and then I'll find the same place where I got it. It should be right here. And I've also brought it together with its audio so that I can feel it in my ears that they are also in sequence. Okay, so it's well sequenced. I will delete the audio for that video, and then I will align this part with here, cut here and here. We'll delete this one, and then bring this, and then bring this one here. Also, we'll delete that first one. We work with the one that is here. In short, I can also delete that one and then extend this into here, just to make sure we are safe. Let's look at it now. Yeah, I think this looks more synchronized. Okay, let's keep cutting it. Cut. Nothing really good here. For the parts where I know there is nothing really to fill in there, I know there will be B-roll clips to add. This clip is basically nothing. Okay, so I think our hook already has some bass in it. Okay, I don't think this clip is actually doing a thing. Let me just cut it in half. Yeah, I want this part. Okay, we'll cut this one. We'll proceed with this one. Looks good. I think we have a basic structure of our hook. Let's just cut the second verse and find our best shots. I'll delete these other things because you're not editing beyond there. Now let's start choosing. Okay, so it was ending here. Okay, first of all, you can see we had this shot ending up and he was actually ready to spit. So I want to actually bring in that shot. I'll enable full screen, and then I will duplicate this layer going upwards and then stretch it so that it's part of our main clips right here. I will drag every other clip down so that we have enough space to work with. Make sure your snapping is enabled to move these items without relocating their respective positions. I want you to see the smooth transition from this clip. Okay, so I want us to use this as our primary clip so that we know we can always depend on it. And since it's also in this lavender rose color, we can always associate it with being a group performance shot. Yeah, it's actually so easy, this process. Okay, I don't want more scenes with at the beach. No, at the beach. Okay, I want the ones that he's cooling by the car. So I'll highlight these, hit W to cut them, and move them. So we should start like this once again. And I will also re-enable these clips. I want to actually be able to identify these clips. So I will label again, like the ones he's outside at the beach. I want to give them a uniform color so that I will always know what I'm dealing with. So it's these 3 clips. Let's give them a green and red green, and it should be the same color for these ones also. If you need to know how to customize your layers like this or your label colors, I have a tutorial on that. It should also be showing somewhere above the screen right now as I'm speaking. Okay, I want to disable every other layer. I want us to look at the ones that are right here beneath. Okay, so this is a beach shot. I'll give it the same color. Sorry, I want to highlight it together with its partner. And then I'll disable it very fast. Everywhere I go, you would think I'm selling dope. Brick by brick, hard that same song. You don't like visit, but you be sniffing cold. So far, nothing looks good out of these clips. I'll start again. This one should be good. Everywhere I go, you would think I'm selling dope. Brick by brick, hard that same song. You don't like visit, but you be sniffing coke. There's no man. So I'll enable these other clips. Basically, what I'll do, I'll delete these ones at the beach that come from here, and then I can try cutting from here to here. Everywhere I go, you would think I'm selling dope. Brick. Everywhere I go. Let me just look at it. Everywhere I go, you would think I'm selling. Everywhere I go. Okay, there's a frame interrupting here. Okay, it's this one. Everywhere I go, you would. Okay, I'll cut it. Wait, say everywhere I go, because we wanted to link it to this part of the hook. Everywhere I go, you would think I'm selling dope. You would think I'm selling dope. Let me delete it. Everywhere I go, you would think I'm selling dope. Yeah. By brick, hard that same. Brick by brick. Looks weak. Yeah, that's a strong performance. You don't like visit, but you be sniffing coke. There's no visit, but you be sniffing coke. There's no you be sniffing coke. There's no man on this earth that can call me a joke. You be sniffing coke. I'll cut this one. I want to go to the clips that are far beneath here. Visit, but you be sniffing coke. There's no man. Nah, it doesn't look good. Visit, but you be sniffing coke. There's no man on this earth. Visit, but you be sniffing coke. I'll cut it. Nothing interesting. There's no man on this earth. Lackluster performance here. Cut it. There's no man on this earth that can call me a joke. Okay. There's no man on this earth. Disable this just for a second. There's no man on this earth that can call me a joke. Okay, that looks good. I'll re-enable it and then cut it at this point. And then I wanted to come back to this. So far we have these. Everywhere I go, you would think I'm selling dope. Brick by brick, hard that same song. You don't like visit, but you be sniffing coke. There's no man on this earth that can call me a joke. Okay, let's have the ladies. Let's give the ladies some airtime. There's no man on this earth. Okay, it needs to end there. Let's bring in another clip. Maybe the ones that are with the group shots. You don't like visit, but you be sniffing coke. There's no man on this earth that can call me a joke. No man on this earth that can call me. No, I want us to see this clip that is right beneath. No, it doesn't look good. Let me try another one. Nah, he's a bit tired. This clip will help us in future. You can see I can peep that. I feel like there is some footage that I'm missing. He was on a truck, just on the driver's seat. And again, that's the importance of having project backups. I'll go to my synchronizing stage. I'll delete these. We'll go where his verse is at.
You would think I'm selling dope. Brick by brick,
okay, looks well synchronized. I will delete the audio. So we have that clip. I think we can have it right on top. No problem with that. Let's just give it a bit of time.
Everywhere I go, you would think I'm selling dope. Brick by brick, you don't like fizzy,
okay, we'll pick it from right here. You don't like fizzy.
You don't like fizzy,
I don't know if he said that, but I'll just add a marker and then name that place, give it a similar label color.
Dope. Brick by brick, brick by brick. Brick by brick, you don't like fizzy, but you be sniffing.
I know I'll do a speed ramp somewhere here before he says you don't like fizzy.
You don't like fizzy, but you be sniffing coke. There's no man on this earth. You don't like fizzy, but you be sniffing coke. There's no man on this earth that can call me a joke.
Okay, and then you can cut it again right here. We're just going through the process of choosing the clips that we like best according to your own individual understanding and perspective. I think we have a basic framework of what our timeline should look like. We also have sort of a rough cut. So let me play it from the top. I'll also increase the output.
I love my life, ain't fear nothing. Ain't care about niggas, let's snitching. Ain't fear nothing, cause the fucking garbage. I love my life like ghetto niggas smoking flipping marijuana. Every day, roll like rollers, top to the bottom, left to the right, baby roll with me. I swear down, Lambo prison, white Lambo. So fucking freaking nigga, bet I think about your life. I'm popping bottles every day, fucking bitches every day. Nigga, I'm fly away, yes, I'm bad. My swag on pint, I'm chilling with my crew and my fans, fuck my enemy. New ends, fuck new friends. A4, fucking bitches every day. Ride different every day, step on top every day. A4, ever, never go down. Everywhere I go, yeah, see nigga need a dope. It's on a criticize, still I need a dope. I wanna bring it down, but nigga need a dope. Nigga need a dope, I refuse to be broke. Everywhere I go, yeah, see nigga need a dope. It's on a criticize, still I need a dope. They wanna bring it down, but nigga need a dope. Nigga need a dope, I refuse to be broke. Everywhere I go, yeah, flow, yeah. Any more shit, I'm no. Energy, vibes, and flow. Baby, I'm dope. Oh, no. I'm dope. Oh, my God. Yeah. I'm dope. Everywhere I go, you would think I'm selling dope. Brick by brick, hard dance. You don't like fizzy, but you be sniffing coke.
On this earth that can call me a joke, yeah.
You a joke, man. She don't want a road, man. Cause she want a romance. Baby, we can slow dance. Everywhere I go, I'm known. Ghana, Gambia, get with the program. They can hate no more, so they criticize. Leave a girl around me, I leave her mesmerized. Round here, we eat chicken, chips, and fries. Fanta, no eyes, every day alright. Heady one, got my eye on both, Charlie. Pop bottles, let's make a toast, Charlie. Fuck models, you know I ain't go, Charlie. Everywhere I go, they say I'm dope. Everywhere I go, yes.
So far what we've done, that's a basic rough cut. That's what I'd call it. It's a rough cut for the video. We still haven't included any b-rolls. We still haven't done any basic effects, speed ramping, which I think they will all bring in a really good vibe into this sequence. I'll now go on to the next step, where I will create a backup of this sequence, and then we will now go on and remove unnecessary video layers that are beneath us. That way we can have about 4-5 video layers max that you can work with, and then from there we'll start including b-rolls, start adding speed ramps, visual effects, and all that. We'll do that on our next video, and hopefully you guys will get this video up to 500 likes and I can record and upload the next part. As I said, you can find the raw footage for this video on my Gumroad, or you can either subscribe to my Patreon. You will get to access the raw footage and all my other project files for a very convenient fee. First, go to our main bin, rename this sequence, and then duplicate that. And then we can send this rough cut into our project backup. So far we have 3 backups of our progress. We have the synchronizing stage, the organizing stage, and the rough cut, which means that you can always come back to our previous step and work on things. I'll now click on this rough cut copy, and then let's delete the clips that you don't really need. So I'm simply going like this. Any footage that I see is not really being used at its current mark, I will squeeze it like that. We've removed all the clips that we are not necessarily using, and now I'll start arranging my clips just to set them within a uniform space and make it easier for me to work on. I'll try to set similarly labeled clips on the same video layers. I think our timeline is now a bit more clean and easy for us to go on to the next step, which is incorporating b-rolls, adding speed ramps, and some transitions. That will be available in the next tutorial. Hopefully you can get this video to 500 likes and I can record and upload the next part. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of the first part of our how to edit music video series. I hope you did gain a lot of value and input from this video. I also hope that you'll get to apply these into your own projects in one way or another. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly get this video to 500 likes so that I can record, edit, upload the second part of this series. My name is Danny James. See you in the next tutorial. Peace.